everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Mahila and in this video we'll cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series 2022 in the GK Today's Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in the GK Today Android application. In this course in app, you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision e-books that are optimized for reading on mobile. You are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. And let me tell you one more thing. If you want the Hindi version of this session, you can refer to our former channel named as GK Today. The link has been given in the description box from where you can reach to. So without taking much of your time, let's get started.
Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 2nd of September 2022. Let's start. India recently signed a memorandum of understanding with which country on biodiversity conservation? So India has recently approved this memorandum of understanding with the government of Nepal on biodiversity conservation as proposed by Ministry of Environment, Forest and the Climate Change. And this MOU aims to strengthen the cooperation in the fields of forest, biodiversity conservation and climate change. And also it aims at including the restoration of corridors and interlinking the areas and sharing of knowledge and the best practices between the two countries. Okay, so you can be asked that regarding biodiversity conservation, we have signed this MOU with which country? Answer would be Nepal. Okay. As per the recent National Statistics Office data, what was India's GDP growth rate in the first quarter, that is April to June of this fiscal year, means 2022 to 23. So as per the recent data that has been released by the National Statistical Office, Indian economy has expanded at the quickest pace in a year. And the GDP in a first quarter of this fiscal year grew by 13.5%. And this is lower than RBI's projections of 16.2% economic growth. Okay. And the gross value added for the first quarter of financial year 23 has come in at 12.7%. Okay. So this value would be 13.5%. The Center for Medical Skills for paramedical staff is set to come up in which state or the union territory? So the Center for Medical Skills for paramedical staff is set to come up at Babadam in West Garo Hills in the state of Meghalaya. And Meghalaya Cabinet has approved the construction of this center that will be built at the cost of 150 crore rupees. And the medical skill Hunar Hub will have space for 2,500 students with several facilities including hostel, pharmaceutical college, paramedical college and skill development center. Okay. So the Center for Medical Skills for paramedical staff is set to come up in the state of Meghalaya. Next is, which state or the union territory launched a startup pitch challenge to provide a platform for the startups in manufacturing related sectors? So Chief Minister of Karnataka, Mr. B.S. Bomai, has launched the Startup Pitch Challenge, and the state government of Karnataka is organizing this challenge in partnership with TIE Global and TIE Bangalore, which is a kind of a non-profit global community. Okay, so it aims to recognize and support the startups in manufacturing related sectors and provide them a platform to showcase their strength and ensure the funding. And this event has been planned for the Global Investors Meet Invest Karnataka 2022. Okay. So this startup pitch challenge has been launched by the state Karnataka. Which Indian state or the union territory launched the Mahila Nidhi loan scheme for the social and economic development of women through loans. So the Chief Minister of the state Rajasthan, who's that? Mr. Ashok Gehlot, launched the Mahila Nidhi, which is a loan scheme for the social and economic development of the women through loans. And this scheme was launched on the occasion of Women's Equality Day, and under the scheme, easy credit will be available to the women for starting their new businesses and expanding their business. Okay. So in the state budget of Rajasthan 2022 to 23, the government announced to set up Mahila Nidhi through Rajasthan Rural Livelihood Development Council. Okay. So recently Rajasthan has launched this Mahila Nidhi scheme. Next is, which pharma company launched India's first indigenously developed qHPV against the cervical cancer? So the Department of Biotechnology, in partnership with Serum Institute of India, is set to launch India's very first indigenously developed quadrivalent human papilloma virus vaccine against the cervical cancer. And according to the World Health Organization, India accounts for about 1/5 of the global burden of cervical cancer with 1.23 lakh cases and around 67,000 deaths every year. Okay. So for this purpose, the Department of Biotechnology has partnered with Serum Institute of India. Rashtriya Poshan Mah is observed every year during which particular month? So India observes the National Nutrition Week from 1st of September to 7th of September every year to raise awareness about the importance of consuming nutritious food. Okay. So Ministry of Women and the Child Development is celebrating the 5th Rashtriya Poshan Mah 2022 across the nation from 1st to 30th of September. And this year, the objective of the Poshan Mah is to celebrate it through Gram Panchayat as the Poshan Panchayat with key focus on Mahila or Swasth and Bacha or Shiksha. Okay. So this Mah is observed every year in the month of September. Who is the author of the book Indian Banking in Retrospect, 75 Years of Independence? So Dr. Ashutosh Raravikar, who is the director in the DPER of Reserve Bank of India, has authored a book titled as Indian Banking in Retrospect, 75 Years of Independence. And the book's attempt to capture development in the Indian banking sector over the last 75 years. And it describes how the banking sector displayed the great resilience during Southeast Asian crisis of the late 90s, global meltdown of 2008, and the taper tantrums of 2013 to 14, etc. Okay. So not very relevant. Only thing you have to remember is this book has been authored by Mr. Ashutosh Raravikar. Who is the most successful pace bowler in the history of international cricket as of 2022? So James Anderson became the most successful pace bowler in the history of international cricket after overtaking Glenn McGrath. And he is just 40 years old, and recently he accomplished this feat in the second test against the country South Africa. So with 951 wickets in 287 matches, he is also the fourth most successful bowler in the entire international cricket. And who are the other three? First is Muthia Muralidharan from Sri Lanka. Second is Shane Warne from Australia. And third is Anil Kumble from India. Okay. So Muralidharan has taken 1,347 wickets. Then Shane Warne has taken 1,001 wickets, and Anil Kumble has taken 956 wickets. Okay. So now the fourth player in this list is James Anderson. Which social media platform company has announced a new facility named as Circles? So Twitter has announced the availability of Twitter Circle, where users can choose who can see and engage with their tweets. And everyone can join the public conversation on their own terms, while each circle will allow up to 150 people. And after a successful test run, this feature is being rolled out across the world, and people in the circle will see a green badge under the tweets that are sent to the group, and these tweets cannot be retweeted. Okay, so only thing you have to remember is a new facility named as Circle has been announced by the social media platform Twitter. What is the name of the national single window source for all assessment related information of education boards? So the name of this single window source is PARAK. And what is the full form of PARAK? Performance Assessment, Review and Analysis of Knowledge for Holistic Development. Okay, listen again. The full form is Performance Assessment, Review and Analysis of Knowledge for Holistic Development. So it was announced in the National Education Policy, and NCERT full form is the National Council of Educational Research and Training, and the state education boards are collaborating to draw up a benchmark framework to bring uniformity across the state and the central board. Okay, so PARAK will be the national single window source for all assessment related information, and it will oversee the periodic tests like the National Achievement Survey and the State Achievement Survey. Okay, so the name of this national single window source for assessment related information of education board is PARAK. Full form is also important. Next is World Health Organization along with which institution released a report titled as Progress on WASH in Healthcare Facilities 2000 to 2021. So WHO and UNICEF released a report titled as Progress on WASH in Healthcare Facilities, and a special focus on WASH and infection prevention and control. Okay, so this report has established the global baseline on hygiene services, and as per the report, half of the healthcare facilities worldwide lack the basic hygiene services with water and soap or alcohol based hand rub or toilets in these facilities. Okay, and around 3.85 billion people use these facilities who face greater risk of infection. Okay, so not very relevant. Only thing you have to remember is this report has been published by WHO along with UNICEF. Now another report was there. So Indian Council of Medical Research has recently released a study on the incidence, mortality, morbidity and socio-economic burden of snake bite in the country. And as per the study, snakes kill more than 45,000 people in India every year, while only 30% of the victims reach hospital to seek medical treatment. And the number of deaths due to venomous snake bite in India is 46,900 per year. Okay, so you can be asked that which institution has released the report on socio-economic burden of snake bite in the country. Answer would be Indian Council of Medical Research. So these were the most important current affairs and the news from today, and now we'll move on to our revision section. So which three categories we are covering today? First of all, we'll see important recent news. After it, we'll cover important companies that were in news, and at last we'll see some of the crucial military exercises. Okay, so first of all, let's see recent news. Abhijit Sen, who passed away recently, was associated with which profession? So actually he was the former member of Planning Commission, and recently he passed away at the age of 72 years. And he was a member of Planning Commission from 2004 to 2014. Also he served as the chairman of Commission of Agricultural Cost and Prices. Okay, so he was basically an economist. Which is the most unsafe metropolitan city for women across the country as per the recent National Crime Records Bureau report? So the crime cases of women in Delhi accounts for 32.20% of the total crimes among all the 19 metro cities. Okay, so the most unsafe metropolitan city for women is New Delhi, second is Mumbai, and third is Bangalore. Okay, which Indian business person recently became the third richest person in the world as per the Bloomberg Billionaire Index? Answer would be Gautam Adani. And India has total 18 billionaires in the top 500 list. Also, don't forget that Gautam Adani is the only one among the world's 10 wealthiest people to have seen his net worth increase this year. Fine. Lambda, which is in the news recently, pertains to which of the following? Lambda is actually the chatbot. It is a kind of an artificial intelligence system. Okay. India recently demolished a twin tower taller than 100 meters for the first time in which city? So it was very much in news, and recently we have demolished this twin tower in Noida using the waterfall technique. India recently became the country with the highest number of sponsored study visas in which country? We became the country with highest number of sponsored study visas for UK, and with this we have replaced the country China. Which category of beneficiaries is recently added under the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana? So recently a memorandum of understanding was signed between the National Health Authority and Department of Social Justice and Empowerment. And transgender people across the country now will get composite healthcare services under Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. And they need to hold only transgender certificate that is issued by the National Portal for Transgender Person. So your correct answer would be transgender persons. Okay. Let's see important companies that were in news. Which company has partnered with technology giants such as Meta, Google, Microsoft and Intel to roll out 5G services? So Reliance has partnered with these technology giants to roll out 5G services. Which company is set to offer multi-purpose drones for strategic operations of the Indian Army? Answer is Garud Aerospace. Now it will offer the multi-purpose drones for strategic operations of the Indian Army. Union Health Ministry has partnered with which general insurance company to help create digital health IDs? So Union Health Ministry has partnered with Edelweiss General Insurance to help create the digital health IDs for all in the country. Okay. And ABHA means Ayushman Bharat Health Account is a kind of 14-digit number that help the users to share and access their health records digitally with registered healthcare providers. Which Indian company has partnered with UNESCO to promote the intangible cultural heritage of India? So recently Royal Enfield has partnered with UNESCO to promote the intangible cultural heritage of India. Which company has signed memorandum of understanding with 3 northeastern states for oil palm cultivation? This company is Godrej Agrovet. Okay. And which are these 3 northeastern states? Assam, Manipur and Tripura. Vijay Shekhar Sharma is the MD and CEO of which major company? So he is the MD and CEO of Paytm. And why he was in news? Because recently he has been reappointed for this post. Which company has commissioned a new green hydrogen plant at Hazira in the state of Gujarat? Answer would be Larsen & Toubro. Okay. At last we will see important exercises that were in news. The Indian Coast Guard conducted SAREX 22 National Maritime Search and Rescue exercise in which city? Now at last let's see few important exercises that were in news. The Indian Coast Guard conducted SAREX 22 National Maritime Search and the Rescue exercise in which city? So ICG has conducted this rescue exercise in the Chennai city. Vajra Prahar 2022 is a defense exercise held between India and which other country? So Vajra Prahar is the exercise between India and USA, and the venue for 2022 is Baklov from the state Himachal Pradesh. Which country is the host of Ulchi Freedom Shield military exercise? Answer would be South Korea, and this is the exercise between South Korea and US. India recently concluded a maritime partnership exercise with which country with the participation of INS Sumedha? This is Australia. Which country is the host of the Pitch Black Air Combat exercise This was actually 17 nation exercise and it was hosted by the country Australia. Winbacks 2022 is Vietnam's first training exercise with a foreign army held with which country? So this is the exercise between India and Vietnam, and this year venue was Chandi Mandir from the state Haryana. Okay, so your correct answer would be India. Which country hosted the bilateral air exercise named as Udar Shakti? Udar Shakti is the exercise between Malaysia and India. Here answer would be Malaysia. Venue was Malaysia. The theme of which of the following naval exercises was capable adaptive partners? So this was the theme for RIMPAC 22. And in this exercise from India side, INS Satpura participated. Fine. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.